our normal pills. We all take our red pills and our blue pills daily. When's the last time you red pilled yourself, Matthew?
Oh, I took my vitamins this morning.
That's a blue pill.
They were gummy vitamins.
It's a blue pill. You're avoiding the truth that you are weak and you will die.
Vitamin D
without
gummies.
Artificially made gummies that will support
vitamin D gummies and
eat
vitamin
a fucking
C
orange.
gummies.
You know what I mean? That's the red pill,
that.
ladies and gentlemen, and others. Take the fucking orange pill and just eat an orange, and then you don't need to take gummy vitamins that implant tracking devices into you.
You know, it's funny that sexuality is something that's one or the other. You know,
it's not.
It's funny. No, it's funny that we say it is as a society. It's funny.
That was funny. I like that. You said the Joker word.
You see what I'm saying though? You're given a thing. It's like you're he, you're she, and that's because it's your bits. You got bits, and that's the association. And the bits really don't mean anything.
What kind of bits we talking? Like 16
bits
bit,
below
32
below your
64
dick,
bit
on your dick
I'm
bits.
Bit, your bit.
No, you gotta listen.
Your dick bit by a piranha. Now I can't reproduce because my balls are deep down in the Amazonian rivers.
It's really tragic.
Are you doing a bit? What the fuck is this like?
I don't know.
We all have our sexual masks.
It's in the pills. They keep coming. You know, in
Matthew,
the form.
Please take your normal pills. You need them desperately right now. You think you're taking too many. You're giving yourself too many red pills right now. Please take a blue pill. Let yourself enjoy Thanksgiving and eat.
There's
turkey or
4
chicken or
pounds
ham or all
of Brussels sprouts in my fridge.
Why?
I'm gonna roast them.
For what? Are you going over? Is that what you were in charge of about Brussels sprouts?
I made myself in charge of Brussels sprouts.
You chose the hardest to do thing.
Why is that hard?
It's fucking Brussels sprouts. They suck if you don't do them right.
It's not that hard.
You
just
don't
roast them.
People who just say, "Oh, just put them in the oven on roast for like an hour."
You roast them.
That's how you get shitty Brussels sprouts. You have to like oil them and like season them and like
that's how you roast things. You just you put all the stuff. You make sure it's good to go, and
Did you at least look up like a recipe?
It's just roasting.
Matthew,
you ever roasted
Brussels
anything?
Sprouts. I have, and I look up a recipe because recipes make things taste good.
Tyler, whenever you roast things, you just prep it, cover it in some oil and some spice, salt and shit, and then you put it on a pan.
Mark will eat one of those Brussels sprouts and fucking die in front of you. And then he'll look directly at the camera and be like, Matthew is right. It's fulfilling. And then he'll fucking die right there.
It's just Brussels. Okay. It
Okay.
can't be that hard.
And it was just World War II. You know what I mean? Like
you can't compare Brussels sprouts to the Second World War.
I almost compared it to 9/11. Okay, I said World War II because that's less offensive somehow.
I feel horribly unqualified to talk about existentialism and sexuality.
You talked
about
it for 15 minutes.
I know, and it was a train wreck.
We've finally gotten somewhere you can talk about with Brussels sprouts. You're at least like qualified to discuss that.
There's a helicopter.
I trusted you with trying to bring today's idea to the first ever 2-person Bathtime Boys podcast.
Oh, it worked.
It didn't.
Don't be the judge of that. You can't be your own judge. You can't do that.
I can verify it. You know how?
No.
Because no one is listening to the podcast right now.
That's a lie. If you're listening, unfollow us on Twitter.
I'm going to give you a set of coordinates, listeners, and if you go there will be the rights to my left testicle. I've signed it off. You can do whatever you want with it once you get the rights to it.
You should actually do that.
Okay. Negative 46.159270001, comma, here's the other coordinate point, 92.991461313. If you follow those 2 coordinate points, it'll take you to the place where in a small Tupperware container duct taped underneath the tree that is at that coordinate point. There will be a piece of paper that is a legal document that me and my lawyer have been working on for a few months, signing away the rights to my left testicle.
I think there's a Wendy's there.
You just spoiled where it is. They're going to find it now. Did you type in those coordinate points? What actually is there?
No, I didn't.
You didn't listen?
I got some numbers, and then it sent me to a Wendy's.
Well, okay.
All I got was 991, and it took me to a road in Washington, D.C., and it was like, there's a Wendy's there.
Nice. To the people who are curious as to why I didn't even know where those coordinate points are, I actually do know. I'm throwing you off. If you go to the real coordinate points, you will be able to find my will. Not my will, but my will to my left testicle. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the key to life. Truly.
What if you write your will with like open-ended people, and then you just like give it out, and you're just like, you can write whatever you want, like next to
you
the
just
things
give
I have.
A blank will.
Yeah, it's like a check,
it's like
but it's a will.
Yourself. What if you did a Mad Libs will, where it was like, it just said like,
pick a noun.
Yeah,
your car.
Person's name gets five like proper nouns. Person's name gets adjective noun many times. That'd be cool. I'll do that.
I'm gonna do that.
No, you can't. You can't. I already made that idea. It's my idea.
Wait, I came up with
You didn't come up with the Mad Lib.
I said the blank will. It's like
you said that's a piece of paper. You came up with something that's already been invented.
No, blank wills do not. That is not a thing. No way. No way. No one just open-ended will.
Well, you can.
What's the point of a will that's open-ended?
Imagine if you just gave like this just blank piece of
like
paper
when you
at the
die,
top. It just said "will" in Comic Sans. Not
when
comic,
you
like
die, like the death attorney or whatever.
The death attorney.
They like open your will and they're like, "It's blank," and then they fill in their own name.
Yeah, he's like, why are you writing? No, I'm not doing anything. Okay, so the will says, death attorney gets all of everything.
It's like on Word, it says last edited by death attorney. It's like, wait, no, I didn't do that.
It's like, I didn't know that. We were like looking at it together, verifying.
It wasn't me. Yeah. Aren't there death attorneys? Estate? Is that just the bank?
What the fuck is a death attorney?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure a lawyer is involved with writing wills or something. Pretty sure.
You would know, Mr. Lawyer.
No, I don't do that.
You don't?
Never been to law school.
Guys, he's lying to you. He has.
Yeah, they actually just call me... They don't call me Juris Doctor at Pupsog. They call me Jared... David Pups that JD.
They call you they call you Jared Fogel Pupsog. What?
Jared Fogel degenerative.
Do you think Jared Fogel ever fucked a piece of bread, like a Subway roll, like a foot long?
I hope so.
I think that'd be based.
Do you think if you fucked a foot long, you would have called?
You know what I learned about
the
Subway?
Jared Fogey Hoagie.
Subway only has
Jared
only has 3 breads now.
The flatbread.
Subway only has 3 choices of bread.
Remember when you dead ass or no?
You would go to Subway and there would be like 7 breads, and now there's only 3. There's
what
only
do they have?
The normal bread, and then the Italian herb,
of course,
and
because
cheese.
that's the one that everyone always eats.
That everyone wants, and then there's flatbread. That's the only 3 options.
Well, that makes sense. Jimmy John's only has the one.
No, that's not true. They have gluten free, and they have the whole wheat one. They have the multigrain.
Or yeah, that one.
And then if you count the lettuce, the iceberg lettuce,
bread the whole time.
But it's all regular. Well, Subway, and none of Subway's bread is bread. It's technically wheat product. It is. That's what they define it as because it has too much sugar.
Oh.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
That's another Subway Fogelgate.
The Jared Fogey Hoagie strikes again.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know about that? Subway's going down the shitter though. Like imagine going to Subway.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't been to Subway before.
Why would you get a sandwich from Subway now?
I don't know.
The hype has died out. You know what I mean? You can't like no one believes that you're gonna lose weight at Subway anymore.
Yeah, I compare Subway to Cisco WebEx.
I'd compare Subway to like fucking like CD-ROM.
If I could compare Subway to anything at all, it would be a Dell workstation from your middle school.
That's pretty accurate.
Is it pretty accurate?
You know what I don't see people doing anymore? Have you seen people... I mean, obviously, like, neither of us are really, like, in school anymore. But, like...
No?
like, I mean, like middle school and elementary school. Like, I don't know why I didn't, like, preface what type of...
I'm 21.
But... You think that kids ever see, like, kids show up halfway through the day from a doctor's appointment with Subway? No. There's no way.
Anymore?
No way. Like,
yeah, that's
you know
weird.
what I mean? Like, when you and me were, like, in... Subway was the shit.
And yeah, people would show up. Subway.
People would show up with their little green cup and their plastic bag with a sandwich and, like, sun chips in it.
That
and
green cup with the
yellow Coke lid.
And the yellow lid. And then the doggy poop bag with the sandwich in it.
Yeah, it was like the shittiest like plastic bag. It was like the same type of bag that you would bag fruit in at the grocery store. It's like that type of weird not cellophane.
I don't even know why they gave bags. Those were so
for holding.
For holding what? There was one sandwich in it.
No, and chip.
I mean, you could just hold the chips with your fingers and hold the sandwich with your hand.
Or you could just hold one bag.
Yeah, but that just seems like a waste to me after the fact. I was thinking about it because it's just like, what are you gonna do with it? I mean, if you had a dog, you could shit and then pick up the shit with the dog. Wait,
you could.
No, pick up the dog with the shit.
You could
pick up the dog.
Pick the dog up and push the shit onto it, like, and then just pick the dog back up.
Do you think how horses have those little buckets that they put on them for them walking around the city with the poop?
Buckets?
Do they got got that for horse dogs?
It's called a diaper, yes.
No, it's more like a bag.
I know what you're talking. Like the New York, those New York horses. They have like the buckets, so they don't like shit all over the already shit covered streets.
Yeah, they got it. That if I think about ways to reduce your carbon impact a lot. You got me. If you just put bags on your exhaust and just caught all of it.
It's funny you say that because there was a Top Gear episode about that. They did that. Like James created this device that was basically this this cubicle, like this box that you would attach to the exhaust of a car. And it was this advanced filtration system that could absorb the CO2 and like the carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
And like literally just like dampen it. So when it came out of the end of the box, like after cycling through, it was like 90% less carbon monoxide.
Carbon dioxide?
Carbon, like just the emissions or whatever the fuck comes out of car.
Yeah, it's just like thinking about it.
Cool, but no, it cost him almost $34,000 to make the one box.
That's an advanced box.
Yeah, but I remember that. It was cool. You know what else was cool? Quiznos.
Yeah, they're not there anymore, are they?
They're not. They're fucking gone.
Oh.
Quiznos was like better than Subway. But it didn't have the brand appeal, so it like lost it. They didn't have their Fogel.
Oh my god!
You could.
I searched Quiznos, and you just scroll, and there's just like hundreds of permanently closed on Google.
Why are they still there?
I don't know.
Quiznos has been closed for like decades.
I bet if you searched Blockbuster, it would show up.
But none of the Quiznos even like are like closed. They're like different buildings.
Dead ass. What?
It's just because there's metadata on Google from when they used to.
Google saves past.
Yes,
Whoa.
Google has infinite storage. They can do whatever the fuck they want. There was a
Blockbuster
endlessly
next to me, like literally 5 minutes down the road.
What was the address of that Blockbuster?
666 Hell's Stupid Baby Avenue.
666 Hell Boulevard. Oh, dude, that's fucking badass. But Quiznos,
wow, that's a fascinating thing. Yeah, so I guess if you ever want to have fun, just search like, defunct brands into Google.
Yeah, and then just
look
maps where they used to be.
Yeah, because they're still there. Like, their essence, their life juice.
Mm-hmm. You could look up, if you search like medieval castle, it would just tell you where all medieval castles used to be. Like there's actually one not from far from my house. Rasputin Castle.
Rasputin's home.
Raspberry Castle.
Rasputin's home. Oh, no results.
Rasputin lived in DC.
Oh my god.
He lived in Crystal City.
Yeah, he actually his house is actually the house the big one with the tomb of the unknown soldier in the Arlington Cemetery.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rasputin actually just lived in the Korean Memorial. Like that's where his house was. It was in the Korea, like the Korean War Memorial.
Yeah, he did that. He did live there. Yeah.
You know how Quiznos doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah.
I feel like there's room for somebody to revolutionize the sandwich fast food market again. Like, think about it. What have Jimmy John's or Jersey Mike's or Quiznos or like Which or any of these places done in the last 5 years that's nothing? They're in a stalemate for the bottom. Someone can come in with a new sandwich idea, which isn't hard because a sandwich is an endless amount of possibilities.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, why do you have to limit yourself to the same ingredients? Like, there's always lettuce. How about you take a wild ball and just get rid of the lettuce and replace it with like weed, and then you can get the weed market and make weed sandwiches.
You know what I think is a huge thing now that everyone kind of likes, at least in the young ages? It's bagels.
That's true. But even bagels, nobody buys bagels.
Yeah, but people buy bagel sandwiches.
That's true.
People would kill every morning for a solid sausage, egg, and cheese bagel, and then at lunch you could get a bagel sandwich,
like a salmon and cream cheese, and like
you could do lunch bagel. You could do morning bagel, and you could just do lunch and morning. I don't know about nighttime bagel. It's kind of getting into the weird shit, but you can do that.
Weed bagel.
There's this one bagel place that's in Charlottesville. It's called Bodo's Bagels. Right?
Bodo's Bagel.
Bodo's Bagel. Yeah, that's the name of it. And they got this system, right? Yeah. It's a nice thing. You just basically go up. They got like a bunch of different bagels and a bunch of different toppings, and you basically got to know what you want when you walk up there because there's nothing on the menu. You have to craft whatever you want and tell it to them. So you're like, okay. What
happens if you go up there and you say, what's on the menu?
They just like point at a list of ingredients and they're like, I don't know, make something. They're like,
what if you said, do it for me?
Then I don't know what they do.
They'd say fuck you, and they'd like pick you up and throw you out the
window. they'd like put you in a uniform and make you work.
You know who the last person who asked me that question was? Me. You know what happened? I ended up buying this goddamn counter. I've been here for 34 years and you're next. It's like a genie. What's the one where you like replace the person who like did it? Like, is that a genie bottle where like You unleash the genie and then you become the genie.
Oh,
it's not a genie though. What am I thinking of? Like the urban.
Oh, I don't know.
Like you rub the lamp and then you got sucked into the lamp and you have to wait until somebody else rubs the lamp. But I don't remember if it's but that's how it is with Bodo's Bagels. Is if you ask the question, what do I get? You just instantly, it's like that's like the saying like the pee man. Like it'll activate the hidden curse of Bodo's Bagels and you'll become the new employee.
You'll just
the old one will be relinquished.
You'll turn into a bagel boiler.
You'll turn into the bagel, and then you'll have to watch as somebody asks for mayo to be put on you, and you have to be smothered in mayo. And then you scream and scream, and then Seth Rogen comes and he says, "What is this, a sausage party?" And it's really funny.
Oh, like the movie?
Yeah, like the movie.
That's not a good one.
It's not. It sucks. It's like ass. It's like
all I remember
it came out when I was in middle school, and it was like everyone was so like, dude, this movie's it's like animated, looks like a Disney movie, but it's like they talk about penis. And I remember like
the
watching
whole thing
part of
is
it,
like
and it's
this,
just like
this
not
hot
funny.
dog wanting to fuck a donut, basically.
No, a hot dog bun. Yeah, that's
it's the bun. I thought it was a donut.
It's just like not funny.
Yeah. I also remember some frosted pastry dancing and looking quite scrumptious. It was like a pink purple frosted donut. Sorry, Smosh.
Whatever happened to Smosh's food battles?
I don't know, but I want pink frosted donut to win all the time.
That was the classic. He was
the winner. That's Ian Hecox from Smosh.
Hecox his
I know Anthony Padilla has got his own YouTube channel where he does like weird
but they still
documentaries.
He's still in Smosh, right?
Ian Hecox, I believe, is sort of an administrator now. They have these goons that make all these videos now.
But Anthony, they're Smosh. Right?
Who's Anthony?
Anthony Padillo.
Is that what I said a minute ago?
Yes. Why?
I forgot his name.
You just wait though. They're gonna release Food Battle 2021. It'll happen.
I think they've had a falling out. I don't know if it's coming back.
They just needed a break. They'll reboot the series any day now. It'll happen. You believe me when I say that. It'll happen.
Who's the YouTuber that fucks his cat?
Me.
Oh, Sean White. No, Shane Dawson.
White. Sean White half piped his cat. Dude, sandwiches though.
Yeah, I think making a bagel place like Bodo's would be fun. Cause you make everyone choose.
You could be.
You don't give them any.
God.
You don't. Bagel place with no menu. That sounds.
I think that's fucking awesome. You know why?
Why?
Because imagine like you not advertising it as that. And then you make it a really high stress environment, like in a New York City deli, where everyone's like yelling. It's like, "What do you want?"
There's just a counter with a dude behind it, and you're just like,
yeah. There's no, you can't see the food anywhere, and there's no like, there's nothing. Like there's like this long like granite deli slab counter, but there's no like it's like cut like knives or like bowls with anything in it.
That's the homey experience.
It's just one gigantic like countertop.
That sounds like a great time.
He asks you, "What do you want?" And it bounces off the walls because the entire place is made out of marble because this is LA or whatever. And then but then it's awesome because it gets rid of the wusses of society because they don't know how to make choices. They don't know how to order food. They only know how to say a number.
Exactly. It's like you're going into a bagel place. You're either going to get something with cream cheese on it or you're going to get like egg.
You already know what you want.
You're going to get some egg on a bagel
Numbers are for pussies. Say what you want, like a man.
If they don't have it, say something else.
Exactly. Ordering isn't hard. These people who work at fast food places are your servant. They're a civil servant of society. That's some amazing enunciation, by the way.
I don't think they're civil servants.
They are.
They're literally working for a corporation.
They are planted there by society's needs and wants in order to serve us. So they are...
Your local government institutes fast food.
Yes. You're telling me that McDonald's isn't somehow connected to the government these days?
I think that McDonald's...
Bullshit.
I mean,
McDonald's
they
is not a
for...
part...
They definitely want you to die of being fat.
There is some inside corporation that they have connections to the CIA, and they're planting hamburgers in targeted neighborhoods in black communities. You know what I mean?
It's definitely a race thing. I agree with that. We all know. They really do be planting.
Ronald McDonald is targeting impoverished nations to get them addicted so that they will become fat and want to do nothing more than watch porn and TV and Dancing with the Stars, and then they will die.
Yeah. I think that's right. Nothing wrong with that.
But if we were to make Matthew's marvelous, meticulous, magnificent, marbled, countertopped movie magic bagel supreme, that's the full title of the restaurant, we would be able to stop the corporatization and CIA planting of bagels.
I think
and other food. And we would be able to win.
Yeah, fast food and all these big
no one would be fat in America.
I think they're bad.
Kill them.
All this technology, it corrupts the ordering experience and being a customer,
It does.
Like, I just want to go in there, pay you money.
Eat hot chip and lie.
And fucking poop out my butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to have to order on my phone.
No.
Why would I want that? I don't want my phone out.
No. And you're trying to tell me that we need to raise minimum wage? No. True. The Big Mac will become $10 and it will ruin society. The Big Mac is an industrial staple in our society, and you're telling me that we got to make it $10?
You know what really grinds my gears?
What?
Clothing.
Yeah, you ever think about that? Like,
no,
really,
I spent...
really all we need with clothes are shoes.
And socks.
All their clothing, sure, because socks are like feet lubricant for shoes.
Yeah. And I have a problem with socks.
No, let me just...
Okay.
What do you really need besides shoes and socks? Because shoes you need so you don't step on meth needles and
I want
die.
Underwear just because I don't like my dick flapping.
But why don't you like your dick flapping? Because society has told you.
Because when it jumps and flaps and stuff and hits...
it does kind of slap against your belly. It flicks up and hits your belly button, and it feels weird.
And when I be walking, it make big strides.
So fine. We'll say fine. Underwear, socks, shoes. Okay. Fashion industry, useless. You telling me I need a shirt? No.
Yeah,
you telling me that women need bras? No.
Tougher skin.
Exactly, but what are we? We're weakening our species by wearing clothes. Our species won't adapt to have warmer heads and thicker skulls to have warmer heads because we wear beanies.
How are we supposed to?
How are we supposed to become an apex predator? And we can climb up walls and kill things by just our hands are so sharp like knives. if we wear clothing. So let me see them titties, bitch.
No.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I think that maybe bras might be good because they be flapping and they be hurting.
Okay, fine. In the same way that you don't like your dick hitting your belly button when you run. That's fair. Okay.
They be flapping and
hurting. But then what more? So in my hypothesis, in my lecture, in my thesis, I say that all you need to do to be a person, clothing-wise, is have a pair of socks, a pair of Yeezys, and some underwear, and possibly a bra if you're a woman or if you've got man boobs, like
possibly.
we both do. So, what do you mean possibly?
Possibly.
Expand.
Well, we just don't need to go putting labels on man or woman, What I was
Well,
saying
that's
earlier.
why I said
It's
you
just
could
eat
put
whatever bits you got.
you wouldn't even
Just deal with your bits. No dangling.
all that would be mandated
No,
in society would be
no dangling bits.
shoes, socks, and Yeezys.
Yeah.
You
So
could,
okay, if you
and then
had like a really
optional
fat titty,
one.
and you like yeah, if you had fat titties that were dangling and slapping, you shouldn't. You got to deal with that because it'll hurt.
But if you don't want to, then you don't have to.
Yeah, but what if you have big fat gut too? You got to deal with that because that'd be dangling and flapping and dangling and
But
flapping.
then maybe you could do like duct tape, and you could just kind of like tape it up.
Yeah, give yourself a free titty tuck or
But
dick
with
tuck,
your belly.
chin tuck.
You ever
Yeah,
think about how the human race is not optimized to be fat?
for sure, all the
Like
time.
why don't we get bigger bellies when we get fat? Like our belly is still about like it can get bigger, but it doesn't get like it doesn't match the rate at which our like fat grows.
Bigger belly, like stomach.
Yes. I meant stomach, yeah.
Oh,
Like
because
if you look like a Wall-E character,
yeah,
your
no
belly, your
bones.
stomach is still maybe a little bit bigger because you've eaten a lot, but it's not like the same size as all that. It doesn't match the lining. Imagine if it did. Or if you could put like extra hearts when you got fat, like you could just like grow an extra heart or like an
Oh
extra
yeah,
lung and
like you
all
start
that
getting
dead
big and
space.
you start actually growing a
Yes, you could
second
have
part
more.
of
You could have
you.
more organs because there's just all this fat that's like taking up. It's just there's no point. It's just fat. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Think if you could get more muscle, you could choose. There could be like a skill tree for humans.
What if that was like oh, this is a genius idea actually because like what if part of life was like part of our society was actually like seeing how much food you could consume in your life and then prestiging your organs.
Hmm.
Like
Could you
you know
get
what I
like
mean?
you could
Prestige,
get
like you get like you say
you
like,
get like
oh yeah,
gold
I'm actually on
camo.
my seventh heart, and
You get
everyone's like,
like yeah,
whoa,
and you
he's
could like
prestige 7 on heart.
yeah, you could like kind of pull your like skin apart and like show it, and you'd have like a platinum like Damascus
Yeah,
steel heart, and it would look fucking sick, and people would be
like
like, "Damn,
that would be a
that's
whole
fucking
part of
badass."
society. It would just be eating. Like it would be not
But
just eating to eat.
how would you grow that much food?
How would you? Well, you see, that would be all society would be about, just like growing food and growing and getting prestige in your
So,
organs.
but that's genius because if we're all focused on growing food, what are we not focused on? War, AIDS,
Exactly.
sex. We're
Yeah.
focused on food.
Yeah.
You could maybe even give birth through eating. You wouldn't have to have sex, so we could follow
Yeah.
God's
Well,
morals.
the human race, if there might only be like 20 people.
Because they've each chosen like a 20th of
Well,
the
no,
world.
because you want a lot of people because as you get more people, you could produce more. So you just
That's
want
true.
as many people as possible. So
Yeah,
you can
I mean,
produce as much as
you
possible.
need teamwork, there needs to be an economy behind this. Because if you're just making all your food on your own,
Hey, you can't do
you
that.
won't. No,
You won't prestige anything. You'll just
no.
eat to survive.
You
then.
have to get the grandmas to start making some cookies for you. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you won't be able to get
You
high
have
enough
to be
level
able to
prestige.
save what you make
Right.
so you can invest it in
Right.
capital so you can grow more
Buy
organs.
some lemonade stands.
This is just common economics right
It
now.
is. It is. It is.
You know what else is common economics?
Huh.
I spent 30 minutes today dealing with returning a pair of socks I ordered.
What the fuck?
I
It's socks.
I ordered socks. I was like, I want socks. I went on Carhartt's website because I was like, Carhartt's cool. I should get Carhartt socks.
Carhartt socks are really nice. Do you
And-
get like the big ones? Like
well,
the big like
no.
fluffy ones?
Tyler, you see what happened was
Oh.
I went and I was like, oh, this says men's essential groove socks, pack of 3, different colors. I was like, I get those. I bought them a
Yeah.
week ago. They
Mhm.
came today,
Uh-huh.
and I open it,
Uh.
and it's like they're small, and I'm like, why is it small? And on the package it says kids. I got kids socks, Tyler.
Is that what you ordered, like accidentally, or did
I
they
go
just
on the
give you that?
website page and I'm like, it doesn't say kids socks. And then I go into the reviews, and in the one review on the Carhartt website, it's like By the way, these are kids' socks, and it was like from the producer. It said it was marked as like from Carhartt. It wasn't even a review. It just said, yeah. It didn't say on the website page that they were kids' socks, but they were kids' socks. So I got very upset. I was like, I ordered just socks. It didn't say anywhere that they were kids.
They shouldn't have sizes.
But they were kids' socks, and they did have it marked, but it wasn't clear at all. So I went to the UPS store and I dropped off the socks, and I had to pay $2 because I didn't have a printer and I had to print the damn return label.
You don't have a printer.
No, I don't have that.
You have a library. You pay taxes.
Okay, it would have taken me more time to go to campus, print a...
You don't have a public library ever?
Okay, there was a public library literally a minute across the street, but I didn't... Okay, at the time, I only have... I paid the $2 to print the label at
You fell UPS. A victim to society and corporate America, charging you money for basic utilities that you already pay taxes to have access to.
Yeah, it was... I should have a printer.
Don't you feel a little silly? Don't you feel ashamed of yourself? Don't you feel a little stupid?
The printer situation was not the best.
No. You ever think about that? Who the fuck goes to a library anymore?
I go to a library.
All my self-help and learning can come from TikTok. I just have to search the key phrase of what I want to learn about, and that's it. And I just understand. You know?
I don't have TikTok.
Well, then you're missing out on a crucial cornerstone of modern technological society.
No.
Yes.
You know how they said, your parents said to you the TV was rotting your brain? It wasn't. Not compared to what we have now.
It's a controlled rot. It's called fermentation, Matthew. And it makes good things like kombucha.
No.
Yes. Today I saw a TikTok, and it was this funny cat, and for 3 seconds it jumped at the camera, and that was all that it did. But 3 seconds was enough to fire a synapse, and then I scrolled, and then I got to watch the next video, which was a man falling off of a roof for 4 seconds, and then I scrolled, and it was a video of a crazy Russian hacker hacking things, and he said, guys, safety is #1 priority, but that's the only good part of the videos. So then it scrolled, and then it was a dog video, and the dog stood up on its hind legs and recited my IP address perfectly. And then I scrolled, and then it was this podcast. And this one is for some reason really long, but I'm still watching it because Bathtime Boys is so good that it is like constant stimulation.
I hope no one dies of TikTok.
I hope someone dies of Bathtime Boys.
I hope
somebody hears the 9/11 Angry Birds joke and just instantly implodes.
I hope that I can find the kids show Go Fetch again.
What do you mean you find it? It still exists.
Where is it, Tyler?
What do you mean,
I don't know.
Where is it? Just search Fetch with Rough Ruffman.
That kind of TV was much, much better than
You only say
TikTok.
That because you're nostalgic for it.
I don't like TikTok or Instagram.
You sound like an old person. You sound like you're 21.
No. I like it and it's funny, but I don't like the constant stimulation. It numbs you. Does it not?
But is society miserable enough that numbing isn't worth it?
I don't know,
I'd like
man.
to escape the reality and watch a little dog recite my IP address. Is that not worth it?
We almost need something the opposite of TikTok.
It's called Bathtime Boys.
This has been
No, I don't want to end it. I want to see how long you'll go.
I haven't even had my bedtime tea.
That's tragic.
It's 12 a.m.
Leave your thing running and I'll just talk while you make your bedtime tea. This fucking dumbass actually did it. He just like took his headset off and he's walking away. This is the first time in Bathtime Boys history I have full fucking control over this podcast. You have no idea the things I've been waiting to do all day. Every time we do this fucking podcast, there's 3 other dumbasses trying to tell me how to run this shit. Trying to tell me that fucking the icebergs did 9/11 and trying to tell me about how they shit like a deer. It's miserable. What we really need to talk about is that there are real life red pills and blue pills that you can achieve. And here's how you achieve them. Step 1. Okay, you need to go to your nearest refrigerator. Hopefully you have one. Even like the shitty white ones that have like one door, those are fine. Okay, or if you have a smart fridge, you might have to drop down and find like a lesser fridge. But you find a fridge because the smart fridges are like a little advanced. Their firmware is a little past like what we're allowed to like hack into. They have kind of like firewalls and shit. So, okay, let me try to remember this. Okay, you go up to the fridge, and you need to find where the seam of the back of the fridge meets like the little like leg of the fridge. Like, you know how they're kind of like off the ground. Some fridges they have like actual like feet, and other ones kind of like stubs. But if you find the seam, and then you need to grow out your like thumbnail, by the way, or your like a fingernail, because you need to like put your fingernail in the seam in the back of the fridge. You're gonna have to pull it out, and then if you rub your finger through down the seam, it'll kind of like make a crack. And if you kind of keep doing that over and over again, like you'll increase the distance, and then you'll have 3 centimeters. You can kind of like start pulling it, and you're gonna notice you're gonna be able to kind of pull the entire back part of the fridge off. And once you do that, you're going to notice that there's this lockbox, and it's not going to have any labels or any like even like it's going to be a metal lockbox. But if you look at it, there's no indication as to how it was like put together. Like there's no weld lines or like any sort of like glue indication that like it was man-made. It's just this cube. Now a lot of people see this and they just think it's a brick, like a piece of like metal that hasn't been. It's a box. Okay. You need to whisper gently to it. First, to disarm the little imp that's inside guarding it, you have to say, "I know what I'm looking for." And that's the key phrase that'll allow it to disarm the goblin, the gnome, the imp part of it. Then you'll notice that slowly it'll fade in black font, a black bold lettering that just has a keypad. It's got the letters R, N, M, O, H, S, and Q. In like a kind of a keypad. You need to press R 5 times. From there, it'll open up, and there's going to be 2 pills, a red pill and a blue pill, and then you can take whatever one you want. Like obviously, you made it that far, you might as well take the red pill. But if you want to take, you can do the blue pill too. This is currently unpatched. This hasn't been. Nobody's figured out how to patch this yet. The government is still working on a fix, so make sure you guys take advantage of this. Make sure you like that, smash that like button. You can subscribe if you want to. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to hit that notification bell to get notified every time I drop a video, that'd be really cool. And remember, comment if you got it to work, if you were able to find the little box, if you're having any trouble with the imp is sometimes kind of mean. Sometimes you might have to like sit them down in front of like a TV and make them watch like Aqua Teen Hunger Force for a few episodes. They love that. But if you have any trouble, please leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you. Peace out, guys. See, wasn't that great? I was able to give you a whole fucking tutorial on how to find real life red pills and blue pills. And was I interrupted once? No. Was I cut again once? No. Did Matthew try to tell me about some shit about how he has life-changing revelations about Quiznos? No. Oh, fuck, he's back. Act like nothing happened. Hey, dude. How you doing?
Pupsog.
Did you make your bedtime tea?
Pupsog.
Nice, dude. We were just. Yeah. I was just having kind of a heartfelt discussion with the audience. We were just kind of discussing. Nothing sinister happened.
Did you get nervous?
No.
Did you start peeing yourself?
Yeah, but that's just because I've been sitting here for a little while. I had a little apple. I had some apple cider.
You got nervous alone in front of the crowd.
It wasn't. No, it had nothing to do with nervous. It was just like primal urge.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Humans aren't known for marking their territory with urine.
I am.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know. Seem pretty nervous. It's okay. Oh. Did you just release?
I just pee a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry. It just happens.
The release.
You see how all these AAA games recently have been sucking absolute garbage. Like Vanguard and 2042, they both fucking suck. Have you seen gameplay?
Aren't they all still betas?
No, they're both out. Like they're both 1.0. Vanguard has been out for a while, and 2042 came out like a couple weeks ago. They suck. All I see Vanguard clips of are people saying how fast they can get the atomic bomb because they can just like sit there with an LMG and guess where people are going to spawn and just kill. It's like, it's the most ridiculous footage I've ever seen. And then Battlefield 2042, it literally looks like a Roblox version of Battlefield. Like there's no shadows, there's nothing. It's like the most ugly Battlefield I've ever seen ever. Like if you showed me Battlefield 1 gameplay with Battlefield 2042, it's not the same game. It's like they devolved the engine like several like iterations. It's ridiculous. I'm so glad that I just fucking sit and actually play Roblox because it's fucking awesome. What games you playing these days, Pupsock?
Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Really?
Yeah. It's the only game that's lasted.
Yeah. You heard of this shit called Valorant? Supposedly it's like getting popular. It's kind of like this indie game that people made. It's kind of like, it's supposed to be like kind of like a CSGO counterpart.
The recoil system makes me so angry.
Have you heard of Valorant?
I have played it.
You've played? Oh, really?
The recoil makes me so angry.
Yeah?
It makes me feel like I'm playing PUBG. No, PUBG's better.
Oh, PUBG. You remember the good old days of PUBG? Where nobody actually tried to play the game because no one knew what a battle royale was, so everyone just like drove around in cars and honked and shot like rockets at each other. No, not rocket. They threw grenades at each other.
Yeah, you could actually win.
You could like have fun. But
win. Now
people like have like they can calculate where the circle is gonna be, and they know like drop spots and like rotates. And it's like, you ruined it. You made it unfun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah, I just want another first-person shooter.
Yeah.
I like CSGO. But
well, what if I told you that Rainbow Six Siege? No, I'm kidding. What a fucking awful game.
See, Rainbow Six Siege.
The fact that I have 600 hours in Siege is fucking ridiculous.
Siege and CSGO and Overwatch. Those games.
They didn't stay ahead of the curve, and they fell off the curve, and then
I mean, 4,000 that's fine, but they all caught up like at different points. Like Siege and Siege and Overwatch kind of overlapped in popularity.
Yeah, they were popular about the same time.
Siege kind of has managed to stay more on top of it because of the seasons. It hasn't. I mean,
when
Siege,
have you heard anyone talk about? Can you? Okay,
I think Siege was more popular than Overwatch.
What is the most recent operator you can say?
That might be Cap. Oh, I don't know, but I know there's
off of your memory
a new one.
Say the like is at least the idea, like the
say the most recent the ability operator I remember being released.
Yes.
I'm gonna say the guy that can shoot the camera into the wall that goes with a gun, like the gun camera guy.
Yeah. He was like the Splinter Cell guy.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I think that's about. Yeah, I actually forgot about him, so I guess I would have said Mozzie, like the camera drone guy, and then the Gridlock.
That guy probably was released like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't thought about the game since then.
Yeah.
What you thinking about?
I don't know. It's just funny because there's never been such a time where there's not been like a go-to first-person shooter. I mean,
well, it depends on
right now we're on Apex, but Apex is
a go-to for a lot of people right now.
I mean, Apex isn't a first. It's a battle royale.
Oh, you're
It's
saying
different.
but well, maybe that's just because nobody wants
I'm saying
arcade
like
shooters anymore.
team versus, you know.
You want another 5v5 strategy shooter.
Yeah.
I do too, but it seems like that died pretty quick, unfortunately. Right now it's Valorant, and Valorant is what's going to keep everybody entertained who likes that kind of game. And I don't like
Yeah.
Valorant very much.
It's just the way it
It just
plays.
feels cheap. It just the engine just feels shit. It just isn't fun to like move around in that game.
It feels like
it's not rewarding.
Yeah, it just doesn't like.
No.
Crisp is not a word I could use to describe that game.
No, it feels.
It feels purposely not crisp in any way.
Well, it is purposely not crisp because they want it to run on i3s. Because they want like the Japanese.
Is that what ruined it though?
No, graphics have nothing to do with it. I'd play an 8-bit 5v5 shooter if it was good. It could have
just been crisper, you know?
I don't know. I think it's just the engine they chose. It just doesn't feel very good.
You know, maybe it's like this. I feel like games are ruined by their complexity of like, CS:GO was never really ruined by anything because they never added anything crazy. They never added overlap.
They did. They added the fucking R8 AWP to the game. That broke it for a few weeks.
Oh yeah. See, they tried doing stuff like that.
But that's the thing is like, CS:GO's community is like satisfied with just a map every once in a while, and then some skins. That's all you have to do to entertain them, and that's fine. But yeah, some of these games like Siege,
like Rainbow Six Siege, might be a better game if they never added new operators and just changed the maps.
No, I don't agree with that because there's few key. I feel like if you could easily bring back Siege, if you just bring back a few, like if you bring back all the base operators, and then you bring back people like Mira, you bring back like Frost, you bring back Maestro, you bring back the characters that like revolutionized the game.
Like that was actual important ones.
That was the coolest part of Siege. Was every season you could expect that the meta would be so fucking different that it would feel like a completely different game. Where like you would look forward to like how weird and crazy the operator was.
I don't know, man. I don't
until
know
if
like that.
Until it got so crazy that the characters were just old characters but better. Like the second they dropped Alibi was like it was weird to me. Like they dropped Alibi had a cool idea, and then they dropped Ayana or Lana or whatever her name was, who did like the walking hologram.
I hate the idea though of making a game that you can't get good at because it'll just change on you.
But that's what keeps it fun.
Why though? What's the point of that?
No, because you can still be good at the core mechanics. The shooting guns is still the same.
No,
it's just the strategy is how you get.
It's different. You see, with a game like CS:GO, it never changes. So you can get good at it as it is. But if it keeps changing on you, then like how are you supposed to like as a normal person, how are you supposed to like adapt to it?
You just play. Like,
it's like the game it's like any other game. Before there were video games, you just had like board games and those weren't gonna fucking change on you. It's just a game you could get good at.
You had chess.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna change on you.
Okay, but in today's technological like era where you can download a 26 gigabyte update in an afternoon.
What's the point?
You have that opportunity to do that, to make.
What's the point though? Like
to keep a game going.
It's not for me. Like it's just for like they're changing the game to try and appeal to other people when it was already appealing to you, and they just change it and it's no longer the same appealing type of thing to you, and you just have to try and like it still. It's just like.
But it's like one character every 3 months, Matthew.
I know, but just they could have just released something that works in the first place. And if the idea didn't work, they didn't have to go and try and make it work, like force it to work.
No, I agree with you.
They like the game if it didn't work. If it didn't work, don't fucking try and make it work. It didn't work.
Yeah. When they introduced like pick and ban, that was the dumbest fucking thing they've ever added. That was just them openly addressing that there's some characters that are so broken they don't know how to fix them. So you can just choose not to play with them. Like the fact that when that first came out, I remember pick and ban, you would play it, and then you would just every single time Montang would get banned, and like Mira would get banned, and like Maestro would get banned, and then maybe Jackal would get banned, and then it would be like, what the fuck do you do? Like you're just telling me just no one could, like, what if you like those characters? You just can't play them. It was stupid. I agree with you there. That Siege tried to, they didn't just, like Fortnite would vault items at its peak. When something was broken, they would just vault it. And it'd be like, okay, you're not playing with this anymore because it's not fundamentally what Fortnite is. Like with you remember that rocket launcher, you could like control where it went?
Mm-hmm.
Like they got rid of it. But Siege, it was like they just kept it in. Like, I respect Destiny 2 I hate it in a lot of ways, but I do respect how they chose to get rid of some of their content that they didn't feel like was good. Like, they got rid of their first 2 expansions because it wasn't good. But Siege, I think, killed itself, and so did Overwatch, because they introduced these new mechanics that ultimately don't work. Like Brigitte, and they introduced, like... And then they don't get rid of them, and it's like, what the fuck do you do now? You just are stuck with this like fucking blighted game that's just forced to have like garbage mechanics.
Ever since you could download games, game developers have basically had it easy, because they didn't have to. They could say their game is fully complete, but it doesn't actually have to be, because they can still change something after the fact. Like, ever since you started being able to download games, you can
put them out in alpha and just say, it'll get updated.
It changed the incentive on every level of release.
Yeah.
So, like, on how good it is. Like, how good it is to the consumer.
You didn't have to release your game at the most stable build, or you didn't have to release it at the most finished build. You could release it at alpha, just openly say, yeah, this is an alpha game, and then just...
And you know why they do it? It's just because it's cheaper that way. It's money. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It does. It's cheaper that way. Think about what we could have if you couldn't do that.
I don't. In some cases, I feel like alpha, the alpha concept is amazing. It's really good for indie devs. I think indie devs should not be shamed for putting their game out in alpha. They should be applauded for it, because it allows people to spend money, buy their game, test it out, and then that money can be used to make the game better in the long run. AAA developers who put their game out in alpha, that's fucking bullshit. You have the money to make the game, make the damn game. Don't try to give it to me in alpha. That's what kills.
That's fair. I mean, I
agree
with that.
That's what kills so many games, is because AAA devs are just desperate for like instant money from cosmetics, and they put out this half-finished game, and it works every time. People buy the cosmetics, and then they get so much money from the first week because Twitch streamers play it because it's new, and it gets so much foot traffic that it just makes a shit ton of money, and they have no real reason to continue. They claim they're going to keep like updating it. They won't. They never do. Yeah. But I think indie devs, that's their best tool in the modern era, is the ability to release an unfinished game, because it's hard to put out a finished game if you have 5 people on this team who none of them have money, if you don't have the funding.
I mean,
in conclusion, stop buying COD and start buying indie games, because it's the future, and we can fucking get rid of these shitheads that make unfinished games.
Yeah.
And Matthew can play chess because he doesn't like change, because he has ADHD. This has been Bathtime Boys, the least Thanksgiving-themed Thanksgiving episode ever. I don't even remember what we talked about, but it's been fun. I'm surprised that less people in Bathtime Boys seemingly means a longer episode. Interesting hypothesis. We'll have to test this out further.
We have to cover the labor hours.
That's true.
Yeah, we had to make up for the lost time.
It also is easier to keep talking when Eric doesn't try to tell us about some shitty story every 5 seconds. Don't tell him that. He won't listen to this, though, so we can just shit talk him. Sam looks like he sucks his own cock. Okay, this is bad. You think he landed? No, he's fucking in the Twilight Zone up there. This one better voice.